So, man cavers, what have we got under the cover? What does that mean we're going to be doing? The rally season's among us, or very soon. And I've decided for the first time ever, this is going to go on a rally this year. So, without any further ado, let's roll them credits and see what we're playing with. I didn't think this through, did I? You know from the title and the thumbnail what it is. Here we go! Welcome to the Man Cave. Let the games begin. Well, the die-hard man cavers among you will remember this from 18 months ago or so, when I actually got this thing running for the first time in 30 or 40 years. But I've never ran it for any length of time because we had no coolant tank. Well, let me show you what we've come up with. And here's the beast. Da, 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 da. There we go. It is a 1933, I think that was dated. Lister B commercial with the heavy flywheels. Now, you're wondering, why is the exhaust on the cock? Why is everything on the cock? Well, let me show you what we've come up with to try and combat the cooling issue, because I could not find a Lister cooling tank apart from the big tall round ones, which I thought would be a bit cumbersome. We have made a box. Fits on the back. Now, ain't that posh? We have a little box. Look at that, it's got all the catches on it. Oh, that's come right out. Oh, what's going on? There you go. The little door open. And we've even got an old crescent wrench in there. Look at that bad boy. Anyhow. So we have a little box. I pulled it too hard. Look, there's no need to pull it hard. There we go. So yes, we have a box which we can tone down, and on top of that we need a coolant tank. Now, digging about the yard, I have found that. Now you're going to think, too big. Well, you need a fairly big capacity, because you've got to remember these did have the big round tanks, like the CS right over the back there has got. In fact, let's jam over so you can see what the coolant tank should look like on one of these. If I come over the field here to my CS, you will see the type of cooling tank that it should have. Here we go. And these are big, tall tanks, about 3.5 feet tall, I think. That's quite a big tank and hold quite a bit of water. So you need a fairly big tank on there. Now, I didn't have one of them tanks, and to be honest with you, I think putting one of them coolant tanks on there would make the whole thing too tall. Because it's got to go in the van, and you'd have sort of, you know, I mean, this is what? Waist height on me, the bottom of this tank. So you had 3 feet on there, you're going to be up there about 6'6", which I think would be too tall. But do you think this is the fuel tank that come with the engine? I don't know whether it's original. I mean, the fittings all look good. It looks relatively original. It's galvanized, and it's got a brass thread which has been brazed in, and it does hold petrol, because I've had petrol in it. So is that fuel tank an original for the commercial, one someone's fabricated? I really don't know. But my method of thinking was that rectangle tank, the galvanized tank on the cool, it actually suits it. I think the two tanks actually go together quite well. Admit, this tank has been sitting outside for years, so yes, I have got to clean it up with some Scotch-Brite and some water. But do you think these tanks look good together? And I know the capacity of this will be plenty good enough to keep this engine cool. And if it does start to run a bit hot, we just scoop a bucket in there and get a bucket of hot out and top it up with some cold on the field. She's not going to work hard 9 hours. I've only got to sit chugging away running a little water pump. So here we have it. There is our Lister B. I want your opinions as to, is this tank right? Do that look right? I think it looks absolutely spot on. The exhaust is cocked to one side, because if we have the exhaust up there, it'll leave us no room to fit one. So we're going to have that there, and our silencer will come here, out the side. But yes, so this is a quick video, just to ask your opinions on yay or nay with that tank. Obviously this box will be toned down with beeswax at the minute. That's made out of brand new tongue and groove. So we will knock the newness off that and age that tank a bit. But yeah, there we go. And same with this exhaust, which was totally missing when I got the engine. That's all new. I will either paint that black with, you know, black fire dye, stove paint. We'll do something with it. But do you think that tank goes with that engine? I think it actually looks quite nice, quite compact, and everything matches. So there we go. So that is going to be it. This is today's little video. It's a little taster of what we're going to be doing next. So I need to find a way of holding the tank to the box. So I don't really want to go drilling holes in the bottom of the tank to screw it down. So I'll probably make some straps, which will screw on the wood, come up and just hook around the top. I think it'll be fine. So yeah, what do you guys think? And in the next video, I'm hoping we can get this thing cleaned up, get this thing plumbed in. I've got to drill a hole and put a fitting in there, so I need to go out and get a holes cone cutter. I did have one and I've lost it, so I'm going to have to go buy another one. So I need a cone cutter, and I think I've got a plumbing fitting with a hose tail, so I can just put a bit of rubber pipe over there to connect them up. Probably have to cut that back off, because we don't need this much. We only want it to sort of there. That'll be fine. 2 Jubilee clips, hose tail, and this one here will just come out. We can either put a hole in the top and another hose tail fitting, or just have a hose with a kink on the top just running into the top of the tank. Doesn't really matter, as long as it is wide. Thermosiphon, you see, so the cold water push its way in. Your water level will be up here. So as long as your water level is above your head, you know, the heat rises, so the hot air will rise out of the head, and it will spit it out of this pipe into the top, and that will draw the cold in out, and it'll cool as it goes. So you'll end up with, how does that work? Yeah, you're going to end up with hot water going in the top, and that'll cool as it drops and get sucked back in the engine. Eventually it heats up in the tank, but by that time the engine's warm and up to temperature. So yes, there we have it. There is our little video for today. And I think that's going to look absolutely smashing. A couple of finishing touches to do. And then we can... Because as I say, I've ran this, as you've seen. I've ran it, but only for a couple of minutes. Because I didn't want to risk... you know, didn't want to risk overheating the old girl. So she's only ran with no water in it. But I did, if you remember, block this off with a rubber glove and elastic band and fill it up with water to make sure she didn't have any water leaks around the cylinder, and it doesn't. It held water for 3 or 4 days and it was still full. So we've got no water leaks around this head, out of the bungs. We're all good. So there. And I can't wait to actually get that thing running, get it warmed up, to see what it looks and sounds like when she's all warmed up and running nice. Because I've only ever had it running cold. Right, there you go, 1933 Lister B commercial. And this is Man Cave signing off for today. It is so good to be back, guys, so good to be back. Did apologise in the last video for my absence, but things are much, much better now. I am much, much more myself, found myself happy again, and getting back into the mojo of getting all this stuff sorted. I think I did explain in the last video why we haven't done any more with the Lister SL, because like I explained, I have, excuse the bad light, I have a lovely nice condition strap, a lovely nice condition end plate to replace the old manky rusty ones, which I've got to put on here. And yeah, but I say I'm building a shed off this metal platform, but before I do that, I'm putting another axle on the front here because there's way too much nose weight. It just took me all my time to lift the front of that thing. It is heavy, probably like 120 kilos heavy, so it's way too much nose weight. And I think putting another axle in front of here will balance this whole thing out perfect. And then we're going to put a box on with a pitched flat roof, and we'll have one side that's hinged at the top and opens up. So you pull up at a rally field, you open up one side, put two struts in place, and then we can run that, and there will be a little light and display inside the shed. And I think that'll keep it cool, it'll keep it dry, it'll knock a bit of noise down so it don't annoy the other exhibitors, because sitting beside one of these running flat out on a rally, no one's going to like you. So the box will have 3 insulated sides to keep the noise down a bit, you know, so the noise is going out of the side towards the crowd, not towards the other exhibitors who are going to be like, oh no, I don't want to sit next to that. But yeah, I think that will look lovely. So, that's it. I'm done. I'm going. And I will see you guys next time. Lister B commercial. I've been waiting so long to pull this out of the shed and actually get around to doing it. And this is our next one. And after that, I think a few of you wanted to see the old wheel horse pulled out and started as well. I know I've got to put a new float in the carb, so we'll see. But yes, that's it. Bye-bye for now. In case you guys want to see the plate. Oh no, that just says in frosty weather, drying every night. I'll try and get the camera in there. Hope you can see that, because I can't. There you go. Bye-bye for now. Ha ha.